Hey team, and welcome to Questions and Answers with Coach Destiny. I have decided to pick the top five as normal. I received maybe 50 questions, so if I have not replied back, give me another 24 hours. I promise I will reply to each and every one of you. And let's begin. Question one: how do you know when it's time to walk away from a relationship? Hmm, very good question. I honestly believe that when you have come to the point where you have to actually ask when, you already know you're just looking for affirmation. You want somebody to agree with you that it's time for you to leave, which could mean one of two things: you're uncertain, or you need a scapegoat. So, I just left because I just thought that said I just left, just in case you are, and indeed making a wrong decision. Relationships, especially lasting relationships, do require work. I think that sometimes people do get confused with that. Every relationship requires work. Every relationship is going to have its plateaus, ups and downs, good days, bad days, screaming and laughing. But at the end of it all, you should feel relief. You should feel excited. You should feel some type of kinetic energy always pulling you towards that person. But if it just left you feeling exhausted, drained, frustrated, not sure where you are, where you stand, then maybe it's time for you to walk away from that relationship. What I like to say is, if you cry and stress more than you smile and pray, then it's time for you to walk away and try something new. Maybe for the sake of both of you guys is friendship, because sometimes a friendship is all that a relationship ends in, or worse. But hopefully you communicate and understand each other. Maybe you guys can just walk away peacefully, or maybe you just need to communicate and make it work. But nevertheless, this is a conversation that you may want to have with your significant other, letting them know exactly where you stand and how you feel. You may feel the same way. Hope that helps. Question two: my boyfriend thinks he's the king in the bedroom, but I have never had an orgasm. I don't want to hurt his ego. What should I do? Um, Honestly, I try to avoid sex questions because I feel like everybody has their own perceptions or opinions when it comes to sexual relationships. However, I would say communication is always key. I mean, the purpose behind making love is for mutual gratification. So I would suggest maybe becoming more vocal, give directions, or just tell him what you want in order to get you to where you need to be. If he's really the king, he'll respect that, and you know, I guess perform accordingly would be the best way to put it. However, like I said, it all goes back to communication. Nobody is a mind reader. If you don't tell a person what you want, what makes you happy, what satisfies you, then there's no way they can possibly do that. So if you want to get there, if you want that better sexual experience, then it's going to require you to actually do some work and actually open up your mouth and explain to him or tell him, hey, this is what I want, this is what I need to be satisfied. Question 3. My best friend is very negative, but I've known her for so long. I don't want to lose the friendship, but it's beginning to drain my energy. One of the hardest things I learned about growing up is that unfortunately everyone can't come with you on your journey. Um, it's hard to swallow because I've known people for years that unfortunately I don't really talk to anymore. I don't associate with it anymore because where we are in life, our life paths, our life journeys are taking us to different places. You know, luckily for me, I've got friends that I've known since kindergarten, and we may not talk every day, but yet and still that bond is still there. That we on our life journey has reconnected us. However, in this situation, I do not like negativity. I believe a negative mind is poison. It just corrupts everything and everyone around it. It can make the best day seem like the worst day of your life if you're spending that day with a negative person. Um, so I would suggest two things. First, talking to your friend. And maybe some underlying issues, something may be going on in her life, that she just may need someone to talk to and pull it out of her and get her through that rough patch of negative thinking, negative behavior, or whatever it may be. However, if that's not the case, and she is just a negative Nancy who just sees the worst in everything, that's poison, and you need to get yourself away from that poison as soon as possible before it starts to affect your life, your mindset, and how you look at things. Unfortunately, I have to give my grandparents and my father credit when they say you are what you hang around. Eventually, unfortunately, if you allow yourself to hang around a person that is negative, that is just, they just always see the glass as half empty, not even half empty, it's just empty for them, then eventually that will start to affect you. It'll start to penetrate, and it'll start to show itself in your life. And I don't want that for you, and I'm pretty sure you don't want it for yourself. So talk to your friend, and then make the proper decision for you in your life. Question 4. How do you deal with baby mamas and groupies when you're trying to build a long lasting relationship with your man, but it's like these women are always in the way? I personally picked this question because that's something that me myself I've had to deal with in my relationship. Just something that some women unfortunately had to deal with. Um, but it's all about communication. It's all about letting them know how you feel. Sometimes as women, we be like, I ain't worried, or you don't want to make it seem like you feel jealous or you're insecure, because in reality, it's not none of them things. It's just a respect thing. It's all about boundaries, or that's how I feel at least. It's all about boundaries. So it all comes down to communication. Telling him, look, hey, I respect the fact that you're charismatic and people are naturally attracted to you. They want to talk to you. They want to be your friend. I respect the fact that you have children by this woman and she has a position to play in her life. But it all boils down to boundaries. Every relationship has to have boundaries. Even a relationship between you and him has boundaries. So that's what it comes to. Me myself, I had gotten to a point where I just basically said, look, is that attention worth sacrificing this love? Because that's basically what it is. It's attention, and unfortunately people like attention. So you gotta break it down to them in simple forms. Look, it comes down to this: either you put limits and you put boundaries on that, or you lose this, because you can't have both. Because eventually, if it continues to happen, You will become jealous. You will become bitter. You will become insecure. And you don't want that for yourself. Unfortunately, it's nothing you can do if he does not set those boundaries but leave. Because what I've learned is you can argue with these women, you can fuss, you can fight, you can curse, you can make threats. It does not matter if he is not setting those boundaries, because there's a reason why they feel they can do what they do and say what they say, and it's because he's not setting those boundaries. So that's a conversation that you need to have with him, and then you need to, with yourself, you need to say, when I have this conversation, if nothing changes, what am I going to do? Am I going to accept it, or am I going to walk away? Prayerfully, I hope that you found the strength, if he can't respect you and your feelings, to walk away. But at the same time, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to give you advice and give you the tools to make the best decision for you. Hope that works for you. Question 5, and the last question of the night. How do you get over a slump? Do you ever feel like giving up? I wrote you this long answer, but I'm going to break it down to you. Yes, I feel like giving up. I felt like giving up 2 weeks ago because I was tired and I was complaining and I was nagging myself about the choices that I've made. So yeah, I do feel like giving up. But when I feel that way, for me, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, this is my own personal advice and my own personal perspective, that's when I fall on my face. I remember my passion. I remember the calling God placed on my heart, and that kind of gives me the extra energy, the extra drive, that boost to pick myself back up. Most of the time I'm just throwing a pity party anyway. It's not a total giving up. It's just that because I don't see the impact immediately, because as human beings, we like instant gratification. So when I help people, I want to see it like that. Or if I'm doing something, or I'm trying to get something done, I need to see the impact. But as I'm learning, I'm becoming more of a business woman and having that business mindset, I understand that sometimes it doesn't work that way. And that's when I lean more to my faith. I try to refocus and regroup, and because I know that God brought me all the way here, I have a purpose, something that I'm placed here to do. So I follow that, and that normally picks me back up. As far as the slump, I was in a slump for 3 years. I I had it all. I thought I had it all. I lost it all. But most importantly, even within that, a slump is never as bad as it sounds. It's a time for you to rebuild, reconnect, reconstruct who you are, get to know who you are, and what you're made of, and what you want to do with your life. Um, Sometimes you just have to get along with yourself, and that's, people say it's a slump, but really, if used properly, it's a building tool. Is a way for you to just humble yourself or deal with yourself and your issues so that you can come back stronger. So, in my own opinion, the only way to get over a slump is to get up. If you want it bad enough, get up. Start fighting for it. Start living for it. Is no one said it was going to be easy. Sometimes you may not even feel like it's worth it, but if it's there, if it's a drive, if you dream about it, you wake up and you want it, go get it. Alright guys, and that's the 5th question, so that's the end of my time with you guys today. Q&A with Coach Destiny will be every Thursday. All questions, like I said, will be answered. Give me at least 24 to 48 hours to get through them all. You can submit your questions through my email at coachdestiny@truerevelationscoaching.com, Instagram at TRC_coaching, Twitter at TrueRevCoaching, or you can also check out the website at TrueRevelationsCoaching.com. We have some awesome new services that we're offering, as well as the same old life coaching, new beginnings program We have a new Senior Connect program. We're doing a program and services for people who've been abused domestically, sexual abuse. So we're really trying to get out and impact all demographics so that we can make a difference and let people know that change is inevitable. You can always become the best version of yourself. You just got to be willing to do the work. And I'm more than willing to give you the tools to do that work. So again, it's been a pleasure talking to you as always. I love my team. Thank you for your constant love and support of me and my endeavors. You guys have a great day, great Friday. Because by the time I post this, it'll be closer to Friday than it is Thursday. And just be great. Live your truth no matter what that truth is.